Well, here's the action with North Sydney. Don McKinnon there. They've got a very big pack of forwards. Gavin Jones is having a tremendous season. Clayton Friend, of course, justifiably exonerated after being sent off last week on a high but not dangerous tackle. Mark Graham's the man who can do so much, and Martin Bell is having a great season in the pack for Norths. And Gavin Jones, I think he can pretty well book a passage on that Kangaroo Tour at the end of the year. He's been one of the form players of the season. He continually breaks the line and sets the play up, and he's getting more and more skillful in the way he sets up the play. The Panthers without David Lydiard and John Cartwright today. Ken Wolfe and Gary Howell have taken their place, and Greg Alexander, despite a knee injury problem, is in the side, and as we've mentioned before, he's the man upon they depend so much for the inspiration. Matt Goodwin, after coming from West Wyalong, has had some tremendous games with the Penrith side, and when he's fired up, he crashes through and sets it up beautifully. Graham West in charge today. The Bears to kick off a magnificent day here at North Sydney Oval. So Penrith in possession on their quarter line, and that's Goodwin feeding it, setting it up to Connor. Roy Simmons a dummy half. Daryl Broman, who's slimmed down a little this year, been very, very fit and sharp. Big contributor. Brandon Lee, rangy second rower. Good kicking game he's got as well. Now a clearance from Greg Clements down to Paul Conlon, who's taken over at fullback this week. MacArthur's on the wing and Butler back in reserves. And Conlon's had plenty of first-grade experience. And North's playing into the breeze in this first half. And Steve-O, the result today.
I think Penrith should win, Jim. I think they just have a little bit too much class out wide. But North Sydney, well, one week they can play good football. Next week they're awful. We saw last week that they weren't at their best. But let's not take anything away from them, the fact that they were playing with 12 men in that second half. But they've really got to improve to match it with the Panthers this afternoon.
It's a big day for Norths. They really need a win to stay in with a hope of making the semis. Cannon's kick cleared up by Robards. Robards, another one of a number of Penrith players who's performed confidently behind the inspiration of Alexander. The drop by Connor, but he didn't knock it on. He regained the ball before it hit the deck. The penalty is against McKinnon. West had called held. McKinnon went on too long, and the Panthers will clear. Here's what happened.
This is a silly penalty. They put a lot of pressure on the Penrith side, and there you can see McKinnon just losing his cool for a moment.
Now it's Broman with Lee.
I must say though, Jim, it took them quite some time. 3 tackles were wasted then before they were even back on side.
David Green to play it. Alexander on the last tackle. Finds touch. Busy run from David Green.
Smile says it all there, Jim. The little halfback there, Alexander, tried to kick the ball deliberately onto a Norths player. With full marks to MacArthur. He stood on his toes and got out of the way.
The Norths have got it to Filipina. Penrith up very quickly. Connor going in heavily over the top. Here's Gavin Jones. Oh, he's lost it. A couple of handling blues from Norths. Mark Graham and then Gavin Jones. 3 times they've dropped the merchandise.
And the reason why they dropped it, Jim, is because the player took their eyes off the ball, more intent on looking at the man coming towards him. And let's face it, in these opening 12 minutes, there's been a lot of high tackles.
Alexander, look out! Here he goes, and he's in! Oh, a gap as wide as the heads. Wasn't that the easiest try you'll ever see? His 10th of the season. And the North Sydney defence was nowhere.
Well, you may think this is easy, Jim, but let's not take anything away from it. Cannon just a little bit hesitant to start with. You could see that Filipina had moved up far too quickly. This fella doesn't need much room. He'll enjoy that.
And this should be 6-0. He's hooked it through the posts, and Penrith, after 15 minutes, 6-0. Or should I say again, it's Alexander 6, opposition 0. Brandon Lee, Gavin Jones in for the tackle. Alexander clears it quickly. That was about the 4th tackle. Look at this ball, into touch.
It's a sort of kick that brings a smile on the prop forwards' faces. No point in just running into that hard defence when a kick like that can take you upfield.
And Penrith get another penalty. Penrith at the moment got 4 penalties. North's 1 in the game. And yet another chance for them to drive it back in North's territory, deep down there, and set it up.
I get the impression, Jim, there's a lot of talk going on in that pack, especially in the front row.
Simmons doing the move to Goodwin. Just trying to find a chink in North's armour here. Broman with a switch to Lee. There's not a confident play in the North side. Looking to vary the game. Connor. Of course, Roy Simmons in there, organising the switches of direction. That's Green. Now watch for Alexander in the play here somewhere. There he goes. What a ball, and Howe scores. Howe scores off Alexander. A regulation move, beautifully executed, and Gary Howe swamped them under the posts.
Certainly was a good try, and full credit to Penrith. They worked hard for this one. The forwards switched it, and they set up for this try.
Well, this should be a 12-0 lead. Alexander's scored a try, and he set up the other one. He's missed one early kick, but here comes his second goal of the day, and the Panthers, 2 tries in 3 minutes, lead 12-0. And it's interesting to look at the Penrith combination today with John Cartwright dropping out there, Steve-O. The decision to play Gary Howell, who scored the try, in preference perhaps to Jeff Gerard, who's played the last couple of games, because there was a lot of talk about moving Broman to the second row and playing Gerard as prop.
I think the Sheens made the right decision, because Gary Howell is a man that always seems to skirt. And just a little bit of fisticuffs coming into again.
Don McKinnon involved. A little lack of discipline in the North's game creeping in here.
Well,
McKinnon
just pull the ball away from him. That's silly play. That's the second silly penalty that McKinnon's used.
It's an aspect of McKinnon's game over the years that creeps in when the side starts to drop back a bit. He seems to lose concentration, do silly things, and I think it could have been one of the reasons when he was put back to reserve grade a few weeks ago. I don't know, maybe in another, but he certainly does give away a few silly penalties, and the result of all that, would you believe it, is that North have got the penalty. Well, the touch judge saw something, and the referee, that I couldn't see, did you?
No.
You can't work that one out at all.
Getting back to Tim Sheen's decision to bring Gary Howell into the side, he's a man that does skirt off Alexander, and he's gone for attack rather than putting Gerard for defence.
Yes, Howell's a very quick man in the second row. And he showed it then, beautifully set up. Now Les Kiss, another form player this year, had a good debut match in the State of Origin for Queensland. And his goal kicking's been fairly accurate. He's hit that well and straight. So North's on the board. Midway through the first half, Norths have scored through Les Kiss's boot. It's 12-2. Well, weren't too sure of it. Lindsay decides to go dead ahead. Just 5 metres out now, the Bears. Warima dummy half. Friends ball. Filipina. We saw Penrith with confident execution of a few moves. What have North's got here? Friend. Graham. North's attack just a bit predictable at the moment. The last tackle. The reverse bomb from Cannon. And taken on the full, so it's a tap back on the quarter.
Good thinking by the lock forward. Made to go to the blind side, and then a rather unusual backward bomb, but well covered.
And Simmons, he couldn't hold on to it as the tackle was about to happen. He was trying to set it up, lost it forward. So here's a great chance for Norths, 10 minutes before half-time.
That's a bad lacking concentration by the Penrith skipper. Very lackadaisical there at the dummy half. You don't mess around underneath your own post.
Here it is. Filipina. Cannon. Someone, please. You're playing basketball, fellas. French cleans it up. Another chance. Bella. Bit of control in the attack. Where's it coming from? Friend. Away through Cannon. They tried for the intercept, but it was knocked forward by Howe. He could sense what was happening with the move to shift it wide of the ruck, and he went for the intercept.
Well, once again, we see the attempt to get the ball out wide, but what do we find in the line? Two forwards. They've got to talk this three-quarter line in North Sydney. They've got to talk to their forwards and tell them to drop out.
And North's get a penalty against Simmons, down in the scrum. So yet another chance for them to get over that line. They're down by 10 points. Playing into just a slight breeze in this first half. The Bears. Friend again. Filipina. McKinnon. Friend. A good dash. He's cut through them. Just a metre short. A nice little step from Clayton Friend. Tackled by Clements. Right on the boil. It's Cannon. He sets it up. Filipina. And he's over the line. And he's got it down. Big Olsen, with those chocolate pillars of his known as legs, has got through. He scored near the upright. And Norths are back in the hunt.
Certainly are, and good play. You can put this try down to Clayton Friend, that individual stuff, but a good switch back inside. The strength of the Kiwi takes him over.
Filipina, who has a very economical approach to the skill of goal kicking. And then a thwack with that solid right leg of his. And 2 more points. North's down by 4. We've got about 6 minutes to go in the first half. 2 tries to 1. Penrith in front of the game. Gavin Jones. That's better by Norths. Jones bustles forward. Bella. And Bella rips it up. The North Sydney supporters cheering their Bears now as they start to surge forward. Graham's long ball. Florimo slipped it. Here's Kiss. Little Les Kiss. He's flying down there. He comes to Robart. Back inside it goes, and it's a try to Cannon. Mark Cannon has scored. And that was just what Mike Stevenson was talking about, getting it out wide. And Les Kiss, who's got so much pace, was able to set it up for Cannon.
It's amazing what a little bit of confidence can do for you, and a long pass from Graham. And watch this ball. That's a beautiful pass. That's good play by the young centre. And Kiss, dearie me, French, was beautiful play. And this is out of backup man. And he'll thoroughly enjoy that, Mark Cannon. Watch the ball, the long ball, Clayton Friend, the Kiwi connection. Running onto it. That is a superb ball out wide. And watch this kid go. This is the reason why he's played for Queensland this year. Cannon, the big smile. And the Bears back in the game.
And here's Filipina. That's for the lead. The Bears lead by 2 points. About 2 minutes to go in this first half. It's been an excellent recovery by the Bears, who were clearly outplayed in the first 20 minutes. Alexander with Robards. French came back to make sure of it. Alexander again. That's Wolf. Lee. Alexander. Simmons. Goodwin. That's Clements. Last tackle for Penrith. They're down by 2 points. Alexander. A feint and then a pass to Izzard. And that's an excellent tackle by Conlon. He came in and cut the movement off, and he found a big man to stop. He did it well. They end up getting a penalty. Almost half-time as Conlon runs it up. Steve-O, the first half.
Well, it's a case of 20 minutes for Penrith, 20 minutes for North Sydney. Penrith really took control of the game in those first 20 minutes, and it looks as though they were going to run away with it. And maybe that's what they thought, the players out in the field. Full credit to North Sydney. So many times in the past they folded, but they regrouped, they got themselves together, and it was really the Kiwi Clayton Friend that got himself a little bit injected into the attack for the first time, lifted their morale by a little burst, and give them the position to score the first try. And the second try just before half-time, what a beauty. It's going to be a great second half.
The crucial point both coaches are talking about at half-time is control of the ball. Both coaches want to see more of that from their side in the second half. In the North's camp, they say they've overcome the silly mistakes of the first 20 minutes of this game. They want the forwards to continue running straight and hard as they did in the first half, towards the end of the first half, that is, move the ball out wide and create gaps. Tim Sheens also says the gaps will come wide if his team move the ball around. He wants more work from the markers. He says that was in the match plan, they're not sticking to it, and his final words was, if Norths are defending, we'll win.
Thanks, Debbie. So Norths with a slight wind assistance in this half, and Mark Graham goes forward, tackled by Connor, Simmons and Broman. That's Friend's ball. Charging ahead, Gavin Jones. You often see the linking between those two, trying to inspire a big burst from Jones. Now it's Bella back into the middle. Support from Lindsay. So a lively start in the second half for Norths, who lead 14-12. Cannon, a quick dummy and a kick ahead into space. Robards caught out of position. Cannon's charging after this. Robards has got it, and Cannon's got him in goal. What a start by North Sydney. Well, that's about the most enthusiastic start to a half of football we've seen from Norths for a while, and it's paid off because they'll get the ball back from a drop under the post. Straight ahead. Setting up position. Penrith just a little rattled at the moment. Friend. That's Jones. Jones gallops ahead. Look at French. He's in. Gavin Jones and Brett French. What a difference all these Queensland players are making. Brett French, Gavin Jones and Les Kiss, but that time it was Jones and French. North's further ahead.
Good play by the second rower. There's a big fella, the second. Beautiful ball out wide. French had no intention of looking for the man. He knew he had the speed to go out wide. What a great start by the Bears. A lot more conviction. Running onto the ball, the strength. He realised he was going to commit himself. Knew he had French outside him.
Les Kiss with an awkward kick on the angle. He's hit it well. The breeze is bringing it through the post for 2 points. Beautifully judged kick from Kiss. So North's an 8-point lead. It'll really keep the pressure on for the semi-finals. Make it a terrific race in the last few weeks of the season. That kick touched a Penrith player and then ran into touch short of the 10-metre line. So from the moment really it came from his boot, it was a good tactic, but it didn't come off. and Norse have got the penalty.
Full marks for trying, but it wasn't all that executed that well.
Just looking at the tackles there in the first half, Penrith ended up missing 23 and Norse 13. McKinnon. Bella. And now it's all North Sydney. They must like these 120 starts. Clayton Friend, Filipina, Florimo, that's Graham. Bella. It's all looking pretty good at the moment. Clayton Friend, ducking and weaving and losing it. It went both ways. Alexander. Izzard's chasing it. Conlon's got it. He gets around Izzard. And Conlon, another strong run back. Brian Norton obviously looking for a bit more strength at the back this week. Put Conlon there and MacArthur to the wing. Mark Graham almost getting over the tackle and delivering it. He keeps it going. And Penrith inside the 5. And perhaps a chance for Kiss to have a shot at goal from this.
Well, the Panthers are beginning to lose their cool. They have to realise they've got to get this game pattern flowing once again.
There we are. One of the lads, well fed today at Percy's Wine Bar over the road. The spare ribs were pretty good, Steve-O.
They were excellent.
Well, Les Kiss, he's hit it well. It's another fine kick. Look at that. 2 more points. 10 ahead now, the Bears. Big Olsen plays it. Clayton Friend. It's a call for the timeout. No, play on. Friend, a little bit of treatment in the tackle. Another strong one from Goodwin. Jones. He almost got through again. It's taken 2 or 3 as he makes another buffeting run. Cannon behind the line. Robards onto it.
Good positioning by the fullback there, expecting the kick. Came down on the blind side.
But Penrith can't get out of their own half.
No, and it's mainly due to the fact that this very eager North's defence, they realise they've got this game wrapped up and they're not going to let it go.
Simmons ball for Howell, and he reckoned that one was forward. It's probably close. Certainly a lateral, but I don't know about forward. There we are.
50-50 that one.
Yeah. Inside pass to Robards. Simmons and Robards. No one there. Goodwin. Simmons. That's Izzard. Roman, the ball for Goodwin.
I'm afraid there's not much leadership out there in the Penrith side. Simmons has to get to his players, get them reorganised.
Norse have got it back. Penrith making a lot of errors, and the touch judges come sweeping in for a report, and it must be on a Norse player.
I think you'll find it's
Brandon Lee's down again.
We had Mark Graham catch one a bit late, and Lee also caught one.
Now Clayton Friend has been replaced after getting into a heavy tackle, and the replacement is Graham Murchie. Now what's happening out in the field there? We've got Lee getting attention, a penalty going to Penrith. We've got Craig Izzard coming on as well. no doubt for Brandon Lee, who was injured there. Now, after all that, while we were watching the various moves in the play, Florimo, I think it is, Florimo's been put in the sin bin, obviously for that tackle on Lee, Brandon Lee. So we're back into the action with Goodwin. Goodwin going ahead. Alexander. That was a poor pass, really. It went forward. And Norths have got the ball back. Murchie's ball. Cannon. A kick ahead. Knocked down by Robards. Robards elusive. What a good run. Back to halfway. 19 minutes left. Still plenty of time for Penrith to win it. Alexander. Gonzalez. But what a time for them here. They could capitalise. They've got an extra man. Craig Izzard, the replacement for Lee, who was tackled late by Florimo, who's been put in the bin for 10. That's Connor. Penrith have won a few games from this position during the year. Alexander's been the spark. What a pass. Izzard. Izzard keeps it going. That's Howell. There's Green, and they've scored it. Well, there you are.
Good play. See the ball out here from Clements. And a beautiful ball. Could have been a bit doubtful, that one. But Izzard realised he got the ball out, and Howell watch him just at the last moment. Good backing up. And disappointing for the North side. Down to 12 men. Simmons getting the ball out wide. Very, very doubtful, that one. There'll be a lot of talk after the game. But full credit to Penrith. Like Norths did in the first half, they fought their way back.
A vital kick this could be. He's hit it beautifully. 2 more points, and the game's on again. Just 4 points between the Bears and the Panthers. 16 minutes left in the match. 22-18. Tight head. Filipina. That's Cannon standing out wide. Oh, terrible. Look at this. He's given it away. It should be a try. And Alexander cut down a metre short. There's still a chance. It's loose. It's a penalty. They're all offside. North's all offside. But what a terrible mistake by Mark Cannon out in the backs there. And Alexander, but for this last-minute tackle from French, was in. And then you'll see North's up on the blind side. They're all offside there, and it had to be a penalty. They've taken the tap after the kick into touch. Craig Izzard goes down.
There's Florimo, back from his 10 minutes in the sin bin. So the Bears back to 30.
Howell. That Simmons ball held up by Alexander to Izzard. Simmons again. Norths trying to upset the rhythm here as they play the ball. Away goes Broman, 5 metres out. Last tackle for Penrith. Alexander's there. A kick across the face of the ruck. It's dropped. It's anyone's guess, but it's not a try. Norths did well there to get away with it. It was a beautiful little kick of Greg Alexander's and very nearly brought the try. Look at this.
Certainly did, and the fullback was very fortunate here, Conlon. He lost control of it.
It's Gerard. Good ball to Howell. Howell goes ahead. And there was a late tackle, a very late tackle by Mark Graham there. We'll just see what happens from the ensuing play, though. Penrith still a chance, and it's a penalty. The touch judge is going to rush on, and Mark Graham could be in strife here. Now, I don't know whether you saw that in the back play. I certainly did.
And I certainly did, Jim.
It was very, very late and high. The touch judge is on. Graham's being talked to. And we'll see what happens here. Well, the penalty, of course, goes to Penrith. Graham gets a caution. It's desperate stakes for Penrith. Ackery charges ahead. Charge ahead, close to the line. Gerard pulled back. Alexander, caught by the defence. There's the siren, it's all over. The Bears have won. The Bears have done it. What a win for the Bears. And for once this season, when Penrith have got close in the last 20 minutes, they haven't been able to produce the magic to pull the game out of the fire.